Hi guys, just a talking video this time. Just answering a question that would take a lot of typing, so I thought I'd make a voiceover video. Might be a bit quicker to do. About my reasoning. Well, first of all, the question's from Iron Man T Armstrong, a really strong guy that comments on my videos and I comment on his. He's in the same age group as me, under 55, between 50 and 55. Really strong guy, natural, drug-free, great. He's asked the question what the actual benefits are for me doing this type of training, which was the compensatory acceleration training, which was really, the phrase was coined by Fred Hatfield, who really just suggested it was more beneficial to apply 100% of force from the beginning to the end of a lift. When you do any sort of strength training, no matter what percentage it is, even if it's a maximum effort, the weight has to be moved as fast as possible on the concentric motion, which is what I did in the videos that I've posted recently. I very rarely grind lifts because obviously as a guy in his 50s and I'm trying to do other things as well. I don't just lift weights. I try to do lots of other athletic stuff that incorporate other skills like motor learning skills, learning certain movements, flexibility, reflexes, speed, explosiveness. It's not just strength. And I find this type of training, with a 70% weight, this isn't any science behind this. The 70% is just my own figure that I've come to realise I can use that weight, move it really fast, and I recover well. I don't do sets and reps with compound lifts like squats and deadlifts. If I wanted to maximise strength, I would do that, because I wouldn't be doing the other extraneous stuff that digs into your recovery. All this makes all this harder, but I'm not going to go into that because it's too elongated. But basically, the actual training that I do is all geared around recovery and not being too sore to do the other things that I really enjoy. And I believe personally that keeps me moving better for my age than what I would be if I was just lifting maximum weights, which is great. Strength is the most important thing in the whole pie chart of strength. It's the most important thing out of all of them. Cardiovascular fitness probably being the second most important. Things like flexibility, mobility, explosiveness, reflexes, all these type of things can be improved even when you get older. Obviously, as we age, everything regresses. So to put all the emphasis on that one part of the pie chart wouldn't be wise. It is difficult because we only have limited time to actually train. Guys like us, we don't have all day. We've got maybe 90 minutes, so many times a week to fit it all in. But I do think it's worth it to make the effort to do it all. So the reason why I do this, and the risk to reward ratio, really, I don't think there's a great injury risk in doing this, because you're using sub-maximal weights and you're moving the weight fast only on the concentric part of them. The eccentric portion is controlled. The concentric is as fast as possible with minimal rest, which creates a lot of fatigue, believe it or not, if you're really honest, and you just rest no more than 60, maybe 70, 80 seconds maximum. But when you get to like 5 or 6 lifts, just keep it like that, and you can pick up your assistance work depending on where your weak areas are afterwards, which don't cause as much soreness. Things like reverse lunges that I mentioned in the writings that I did earlier, hyperextensions, that type of thing, band curls, sled pulls, hip thrusts. Depending on where your weaknesses are, these are the assistance exercises you'll pick just to keep the chain of strength strong whilst you're doing other things. So basically, in a nutshell, there's nothing scientific over and above the fact that a great guy like Fred Hatfield invented this method, and I'm just using it to my own ends, really, to allow for better recovery. But there's nothing particularly scientific about the way I've selected to do it. It's just based on what I've found for me personally, which, without going on too long, this is a problem when we get into our 50s and 60s. Everybody has a different training history because of past injuries, their own personal biomechanics. The anthropometry is different. Everyone has better lifts than others, and places that flare up with inflammation more. And this gets worse as we get older. So it's very difficult to actually suggest what other people can do. Training's a learning process in my mind. You learn for yourself what works for you, and you apply it. But like I say, I do think it's wise to train every aspect of the whole spectrum of fitness. We call it fitness, that's strength, cardiovascular fitness, explosiveness, that type of thing. We should train all of it, in my opinion, because it all regresses. That's all I've got to say on that one. If I've missed something out, I can soon do another video. It's difficult to actually see the questions because I've got my phone on me and the screen goes off. But like I say, I hope that's cleared up some confusion for the few people that are interested. It won't be very practical because there's not many people in the 50s and 60s doing any of this really. I mean, there's plenty of people who go to a gym in that age and go on a leverage machine where, like a typical machine, and they'll go on a treadmill, but that's not strength training, that isn't strength training, that's just keeping fit. So obviously you have to put a bit more thought into it when you're trying to be the best you can be. So anyway, I hope that's been informative. Until next time, thanks for watching, take care.